the world's new green energy superpower. In just 10 short years, this nation has transformed itself from a major consumer of fossil fuels into a global powerhouse reshaping the future of energy. Energy, the lifeblood of every modern economy. It drives nations, fuels industries, and defines power itself. But today, that power is shifting. China's bold push into renewable energy has changed everything. By investing in the sun, the wind, and the battery, Beijing has redefined what it means to lead in the 21st century. This transformation didn't just cut China's reliance on foreign resources. It placed the nation at the very heart of clean technology innovation. Now, China stands as one of the world's largest exporters of solar panels, advanced batteries, and electric vehicles. Its factories hum with the rhythm of the future, and its ambitions stretch far beyond its borders. In the race to fight climate change and global inequality, China has done what few thought possible. It has overtaken the West. But how did the Chinese Communist Party achieve this meteoric rise? And what does it mean for the world's traditional energy powers, especially the United States and Russia, nations built on oil, gas, and the promise of control? This is the story of a new kind of global dominance, a revolution not powered by oil rigs, but by sunlight, innovation, and ambition. This is USMag. It began quietly, but it's now impossible to ignore. China's green revolution has taken the world by surprise, a transformation so vast, so rapid, that even the experts are struggling to keep up. At this very moment, China is installing twice as many solar panels as the rest of the planet combined. Let that sink in. Twice as many. And it's not just solar. Nearly 1/3 of all global investment in renewable technology now flows into China. In 2024 alone, Beijing poured more than $600 billion into clean energy, a figure that outpaces most national energy budgets combined. This isn't just about powering homes or cities. It's about redefining global influence. China is electrifying its entire transportation system, turning buses, trucks, and cars into symbols of a new industrial era. Today, the nation has become the largest exporter of green energy products anywhere on Earth. According to 2024 data, China now manufactures 90% of the world's solar panels and 80% of its wind turbines. Just 10 years ago, China was importing cars. Now, it's the world's largest car exporter, surpassing Germany, South Korea, and Japan, nations that once defined automotive dominance. And the shift didn't stop there. China's electric car giant, BYD, recently overtook Tesla, becoming the top-selling electric vehicle brand on the planet. Today, 1/3 of China's economy runs on modern renewable energy. In comparison, the United States and the European Union still hover around a quarter. Analysts believe it could take the rest of the world another 25 years to reach China's current level of progress. The pace is staggering. Even those who've spent decades studying global energy markets are stunned. Spencer Dale, chief economist at British oil giant BP, a man who has tracked these shifts for more than 11 years, called it the single most astonishing transformation he's ever witnessed. When asked what surprised him most, his answer was simple: the incredible speed of change in China. China now produces 60% of the world's electric vehicles, 65% of its solar panels, 65% of its wind turbines, and nearly 30% of its nuclear reactors. Experts say that within just a few years, China will begin cutting greenhouse gas emissions, something that seemed unimaginable just a decade ago. Every visit to the country, Dale said, revealed something extraordinary: a government relentlessly focused on a vision, a green revolution unlike anything the world has seen before. But this leaves us with a deeper question. Why did the Chinese Communist Party choose this path? Why did it bet its future on new technologies, on renewable energy, and on the electrification of an entire nation? And what does that decision mean for the rest of the world? It's called Ecological Civilization, a bold idea born in Beijing but designed for the planet. China's green transformation didn't happen by accident. According to analysts at the Ember Center, who've studied this revolution closely, Beijing realized something profound. The old model of progress, the one fueled by coal, oil, and endless consumption, had reached its limit. So China chose a new path, a path toward what it calls an ecological civilization, a system where economic growth, environmental balance, and social well-being aren't separate goals, but parts of the same story. From the late 1970s to 2010, China's economy grew at lightning speed. Coal use rose sixfold, oil consumption increased fivefold. It was the age of expansion, the era that built modern China. But that growth came with a cost. Experts warned that relying so heavily on fossil fuels, especially when 70% of China's oil and 40% of its gas were imported, much of it from Russia, would one day become a national risk. So Beijing made a decision to replace that old engine of progress with something cleaner, smarter, and sustainable. Today, clean energy isn't just part of China's strategy, it's the electric motor driving its new economy forward. In 2024 alone, China invested nearly $1.9 trillion in renewable energy, about 10% of its entire GDP. An investment so vast, it rivals the economic output of entire nations. And this sector is growing fast, 3 times faster than the Chinese economy itself. Economists at S&P Global say the evidence is undeniable. China's clean energy rise didn't happen overnight. It's the result of a decade of deliberate planning and relentless innovation. Over the past 10 years, China has quietly built the foundations of a green empire. More than 1,000 gigawatts of solar power capacity, 600 gigawatts of wind turbines, and 2,500 gigawatt hours of advanced battery storage. Together, these investments, worth over $300 billion, are rewriting the very definition of industrial power. For China, this isn't just an environmental policy. It's a philosophy, a new vision of progress. A world where energy doesn't destroy the planet, but sustains it. Where growth and green innovation move hand in hand. And this vision, this ecological civilization, isn't just changing China. It's redefining what development means for the entire world. The green energy revolution didn't begin in Beijing. It began in the West. But somewhere along the way, China took the lead, and in doing so, it quietly reshaped the balance of global power. In the beginning, the West had 3 driving motives. The first was survival. Scientists were sounding the alarm that burning coal, oil, and gas was filling the air with greenhouse gases, trapping heat, and pushing our planet closer to catastrophe. The second motive was independence. For decades, the US and Europe relied heavily on foreign energy, from the Middle East, from Russia, from nations ruled by strongmen. That dependency came with a cost: economic pressure, and political compromise. And the third was ambition. The West wanted to lead the clean energy race, to prove that it could innovate, dominate, and drive the next great industrial transformation. But then came the crash. The global financial crisis of 2008 to 2009 drained investment from every corner of the economy. Money disappeared. Priorities changed. And one by one, Western governments began scaling back, cutting green subsidies, easing emission targets, and slowing the momentum they had once built. That moment marked a turning point. While the West hesitated, China accelerated. And what happened next would reshape the balance of global power for decades to come. The story isn't over yet. In part 2, we'll uncover what came after, how China seized the opportunity, how Western industries stumbled, and how a new world order began to take shape, built not on oil, but on innovation, steel, and sunlight. If you found this story fascinating, hit like, subscribe, and share this video to support thoughtful, independent storytelling. And tell us in the comments, do you believe the energy revolution has already begun, or is the real battle for power still ahead?